High and Low by Akira Kurosawa is an interesting film. On its surface, the basic plot doesn't appear special at all. A rich man is put into a predicament concerning a kidnapping case. At first, he thinks it is his own son that was kidnapped, but it turns out it is the son of his chauffeur. The kidnapper still asks for the money, 30 million yen. If he gives it away, he will be ruined. Through the first hour, the rich man eventually concedes, seeing the safety of this one child as more important than his business. After the climax of the story, there's still another hour left because it suddenly shifts to the detective's perspective and to trying to solve the case. And this is where the complexity builds. I can adore this movie for showing the detectives as faulty. They give into their emotions without realizing it. They are humans as well. The story does not idealize law enforcement, as many detective movies often do. Instead, they come off as just as entitled as the film's main antagonist. The kidnapper never met the rich man previous to the kidnapping, that it only takes one shot to establish why this crime happened. In a perfect shot, the kidnapper looks up from his slums to the rich man's air-conditioned house that just stares down at them every day. The government is absent from these poor neighborhoods every day until a rich man is concerned. What's striking is that the detectives walk through alleys filled with people suffering from addiction, and they don't care. When the kidnapper kills a woman with an overdose, they don't care. The movie isn't telling the audience to not care, as the shot of the dead woman shows her face clearly. It is just shows the detectives are so preoccupied with helping the rich man get his money back, since they admire him for giving up that money, that they do not show any care for the circumstances that created this mess. To be fair, they are only detectives. The job of stopping poverty doesn't solely lie on them. They are just more cogs in the machine. But here's the problem. The detectives got this woman killed because they don't see their job as helping the community. Their job is revenge. They let the kidnapper get away at first because the highest punishment he could receive was 15 years. And the detectives decide on behalf of the rich man that the kidnapper must get capital punishment. Now, capital punishment is wrong. 3 reasons. It is immoral. No matter what, innocent people will be wrongly executed, and it gives the government one right it shouldn't have, the right to kill people. Back to the story, the detectives can only think that the kidnapper is evil. They let him take an impoverished woman and kill her because to them, the life of the unfortunate just doesn't matter as much. It didn't even have to happen because there were already 2 other deaths that he could have been put on trial for. No, the cops and detectives serve only to protect the status quo of the rich in this movie. When the kidnapper attempts suicide, they stop him just because they want to kill him themselves. The kidnapper clearly has mental problems, but it is clear that no steps will be taken to help other people like him before they become criminals in the future. No, they will all just be left behind until they can't be ignored, meaning a crime against a rich person. The kidnapper just wanted to mess with a rich man, an opportunity rarely given. Now, I will say I like a movie that depicts the pent up anger against the rich in society for using up all our resources. However, I wish there was more content where they don't turn into unhinged criminals, because most poor people don't just start kidnapping to get back at the rich. Poor people are people and quite often have morals and stick to them better than wealthy people, quite often as well. All this movie shows are people protecting the status quo that created all their problems in the first place. The last scene of the movie is really interesting. The kidnapper will only accept to talk to the rich man in their conversation. The kidnapper is clearly suffering greatly from solitary confinement. The rich man did not get his money back in time, so he's no longer at the top. The rich man asks, "Why must we be enemies?" Which further shows the detectives are more about their own interpretation of events, as the rich man doesn't seem keen on having this man killed. The film ends with the sounds of the kidnapper screaming as the guards take him away. It's a shocking ending, but it shows the complexities and ignorances of society. In the end, I think this film's main message is rather simple, that human life is more important than pride or money.